Hi everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. If we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. Today we're doing a nice full body flow for flexibility. So find just a little bit of space to move and let's get started. So let's begin today in tabletop so you can make your way over onto your hands and knees. And we'll keep our hips high and reach our arms out in front. So kind of like puppy dog, but we're going to lift and lower our chest a few times. So spread your fingertips wide. Let's take an inhale. With the exhale, start to melt your chest down towards your mat. And as you inhale, lift your chest, maybe a little, maybe a lot. And exhale, melt it down. Just trying to open up the shoulders. Inhale lifts you. And exhale melts you down. And just taking a few breaths here. Ride the wave of your breath. Move at your own pace and just open up those shoulders. And settle in at the same time. And let's take one more full cycle of breath. And meeting back in our tabletop with the inhale. Moving your hands in underneath your shoulders. Scoot your knees in under your hips. Tuck your toes. Take a big breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice big breath here. In and out. And then using an inhale, we're going to shift our weight forwards into a plank. And we're going to warm up our shoulders just a little more. So adjust your hands so they're underneath your shoulders. Take an inhale. Exhale, send those hips high, down dog. Inhale, rock forwards. Plank. And exhale, downward dog. Get into those shoulders. One more breath. In, plank. And exhale, down dog. Awesome, you guys. Inhale, this time look forwards. Exhale, walk your feet to the top of your mat. Nice and warm now. Take an inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, let's come all the way up to standing. Reach up, maybe look up. Exhale as you lower your hands in front of your heart and down to your sides. Roll your shoulders back and down. Take an inhale as you reach up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Take a nice big inhale. And with the exhale, lower your knees down to your mat. Set up your tabletop. Maybe rock your hips side to side. Breathe. We're going to be tucking our toes under and just hover the knees for a moment. So tuck those toes, kind of push into the balls of the feet as best you can. Maybe get a little toe stretch, but just hover your knees for just one more breath. Wake up those quads and then relax it down. You can untuck your toes, bring your knees together, resting on the top of the feet and then sitting back on the heels. So you can stay seated on top of your heels, or you can lean back and let the knees try to lift. Maybe the hands are on the floor behind you. Maybe they're resting in your lap. But feel the love through the top of the feet, through the ankles, maybe through the shins. And then if your knees are lifted, slowly bring them back down. Bring your hands to your mat. Come into your tabletop again. Reaching your arms out in front, puppy dog. Take a nice big inhale with your chest lifted and exhale, melt it down. This time, stay down. Let your forehead rest or the chest and the chin. Getting into those shoulders. Just finding the breath. Awesome, you guys. Use an inhale as you lift. Walk your hands in, set up your tabletop, tuck your toes. Take an inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Nice big breath in and out. Inhale as you gaze forwards. Exhale as you walk your feet all the way up to the top of your mat. Take an inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. I want you to pause here in your forward fold and bend your knees so that you can rest your fingertips on your mat. And then you can decide if your feet are together, if your feet are a little bit further apart. But keep your hands planted, whether it's just the fingertips or the palms. Let's try to take some weight out of the right foot. And maybe you're just going to start by stepping that right foot back a little bit away from that left foot. And maybe you can hover that foot. Find some more length through that left leg maybe. And just kind of fold forwards. Nice job, you guys. If your right foot is lifted, bring it down. Bring it where that left foot is or beside it. Reset, bend those knees, plant those fingertips, and then start to take the weight out of that left foot, out of that left leg. And maybe it's just lightly resting on the floor behind you. Maybe it's hovering, but maybe some more length can come into that right leg. Maybe you can bring your knees together, fold a little further. Nice job, you guys. Let that left foot come back down next to the right. Take an inhale and lift halfway. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forwards. Pause here in your forward fold. Keep both of your feet planted. Let your arms dangle or hang onto your elbows. Bend your knees if it feels good. Tuck your chin towards your collarbone a little bit. And just let your upper body get really heavy. Slow down your breath again. Feel the length through the legs. The release through the low back. And if you are hanging onto your elbows, let your arms dangle back down to the floor. Taking an inhale, roll up to standing one vertebrae at a time. Letting your head be the last thing to reach the top. Take a shoulder roll. Once you do get there, big inhale as you reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Walk your feet together, inhale your right foot up, nice and high. Maybe turn your belly button to face the right side, maybe even bend your knee. Three-legged dog, drop that left heel towards your mat. Breathe. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly planting your right foot down next to the left. Take an inhale, lift your left foot. Maybe shine the belly button to the left side. Maybe bend the knee. Breathe, dropping that right heel towards your mat. Nice calf stretch. One more inhale, exhale. As you bring your left foot back down next to the right, inhale and exhale. Lower your knees down to your mat and find child's pose. Bring your knees out wide, send the hips back. Rest the forehead. Slow down. Awesome, you guys. When you're ready, use an inhale. Slowly lift again. Walk your hands in. Bring your knees together. Resting on the top of the feet. Sitting back on the heels. Leaning back a little bit if you'd like. Trying to lift the knees again. Feel the length and the love through the top of the feet. Relax your shoulders. Enjoy the sensations running through the body. And if the knees are lifted, let's slowly bring them down. Come back over onto your hands and knees, tabletop. Maybe give those ankles a little bit of a shake if you need to. Tuck your toes. Big inhale. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Inhale, let's look forwards. Exhale, walk your feet to the top of your mat. Take an inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to come all the way up to standing, reaching up, maybe looking up. Exhale as you lower your hands in front of your heart and down to your sides. Option to interlace your fingers at your low back. Take an inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold forwards. So we're going to pause in our forward fold again. If you want your arms to dangle or to hang onto your elbows, definitely do that. Or maybe interlace your fingers and lift your hands up and away from the low back and get into those shoulders. All of us, let's lightly tuck the chin towards the collarbone. Maybe bend the knees. Maybe find the length through the legs. Whatever feels good in your forward fold. Awesome work, you guys. We're going to use an inhale to come back up through standing. So if you need to let your arms go, you can. Or maybe you can keep them behind you. Let your head be the last thing to reach the top. And once you get there, release your arms to your sides. Take a shoulder roll. Big inhale, reach up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back into your downward facing dog. Walk your feet together again and inhale your right foot up. Maybe turn your belly button, maybe bend the knee. Three-legged dog. Maybe gazing underneath your right arm. One more inhale. Exhale, lower that right foot down. Inhale as you lift the left. Maybe turn the belly button. Open up the hip, bend the knee if you'd like. Breathe. Push into your palms. One more inhale and exhale as you lower your foot down. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, lower your knees all the way down to your mat. Cross your ankles and have a seat. We're going to be bringing our legs out in front, out long, and then our feet out about mat width apart. So feel free to bend the knees a little bit, but point your toes up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale as you lengthen through your spine. And then with the exhale, we're going to tip forwards. So you can bring your hands to your sides, maybe even behind you a little bit. Just keep flexing the feet and fold forwards as much as feels good for you. With this wide feet, long legs. And if your arms are kind of hanging out in the middle, they're available, they want to do something, I want you to walk them between the feet and down towards the bottom of your mat. Walk those fingertips, create some extra length through the upper body. Keep flexing your feet. Keep that chest lifted a little. Breathe. Awesome work, you guys. Let's use an inhale as we lift all the way back up. Bend your knees, plant your feet. Give your knees a little bit of a hug, a little shake even. Rock it out. And then we're going to roll onto our backs. And you're going to pull your knees towards your chest. So giving your knees a nice big hug. You can keep your knees bent. Or you can start to find some length in the legs. Maybe send the heels up towards the ceiling. You can hang onto the back of your legs. Remember, your knees can be bent, but maybe we can let our feet fall out about mat width apart, like we did when we were seated. You might be able to hang onto your big toes, or you're hanging onto the back of your legs somewhere. Send your low back into the mat. Send those heels up, maybe. And breathe. If you want to see what happens as the low back starts to lift and the feet start to come towards the top of your mat above your head, you can play around with plow pose. Maybe your feet stay mat width apart. Maybe they are together. But if the low back wants to lift and the feet want to rest on the floor above your head, you can definitely do so. Awesome, Reiki guys. If you have the low back lifted, if you're in plow, slowly bring it back down. Bend the knees. Bring them together. Give your legs a hug. Even a rock side to side. Massage the low back. And when you're ready for your feet to find the floor, rest your arms at your sides. Maybe the knees continue to rock side to side. Maybe the rock gets a little bit bigger. Just massage the low back. Maybe even a little bit of a twist if the hips rock side to side as well. And eventually bringing your legs out long and setting up for Shavasana. And staying here for as long as you have time for today. And thank you so much for joining me. It was short, it was sweet. It was a nice little flow. Enjoy the rest of your day, and until next time, namaste.